Nancy and I were paired up in a friend of ours' wedding, Ken and Sherry, and I knew Ken.
We met when Sherry and Ken were getting married. I did not like my friend marrying Ken.
Ken told me that if anybody was going to stop the wedding, it was going to be Nancy. And if anybody was going to keep her quiet without making a scene, it would be me. So the whole time I'm sitting there sweating, thinking that I've got this big job to do.
I was over it by then. I didn't care. So no, he didn't have to do anything.
My first impression of her was I didn't really know what to think. I was just kind of specking her out because I kind of thought that he played her up to be this, villain, this mean girl. And so I just kind of watched for a while, and it didn't take me long to realize that she was cute. And it didn't take me long to realize that she was nothing like what he had portrayed her to be.
I worked at the bank, and we always went to lunch after work. And he and Sherry, I don't know if we invited them or they were just there at the same time. And there was just a big bunch of us, and just found myself laughing with him.
I think I did ask her out first because our first date, we went to a restaurant on Decatur and Okie called Cousin. And I had helped Tim and Viv move.
He didn't want to go. He had made the date, but he had spent all day helping Tim and Viv move, and he was too tired. But somehow, okay, I'll go. Like doing me a favor.
Our waitress was pregnant, very pregnant, and had blonde hair up in a ponytail thing, and her name was Pebbles.
Pebbles had the bone in her hair, and she was about 10 months pregnant.
And she brought us our dinner twice. She brought it and we started eating, and then she brought it again. I don't remember doing this, but she tells me how I complained about how much the bill was. And she still went out on a second date.
And then we went to the movies where he proceeded to complain about how much it cost.
The first time that I kissed her, we'd hang out at Ken and Sherry's house a lot. And I was trying to be a gentleman and trying to take it slow. And we'd been seeing each other for quite a few times. It was a little bit.
Our first kiss took forever because, I don't know, he just took forever to kiss me.
I wanted to, but I didn't want to be forward. And I still remember standing there on the driver's side of her car in the street in front of his house. She just looked at me with those eyes and that smile that she still has today. And she goes, "Are you going to kiss me or what?" When I proposed, we were all going out for dinner, and we were going to Olive Garden. And so I was going to propose at that dinner. And so, funny enough, I had it all figured out that I was going to put it in. We went to the Olive Garden and they put the check in a little vinyl booklet. And so Jason actually came with his calligraphy pens, and we took a piece of invoice paper because I was at work at Toyota, and it was shaded like blue to white, had the warranty on the back. And we cut it to fit that, and he wrote in his calligraphy, with his calligraphy pen and his perfect penmanship, "Nancy, will you marry me?" They came to bring the check, and I kept telling him to give it to her, and she didn't want it. She didn't want any part of it. And it was kind of a back and forth, and finally she took it and opened it.
And they put it with the bill and gave me the bill, and I thought they were sticking me with the bill.
There were balloons, and there I was with the ring, and she was shocked. I don't think she knew. She might have known, but with all the excitement and everything, she was shocked.
And then when I realized it happened and I said yes, and then I looked at him, I go, "You didn't get down on your knee. Too late, you already said yes." Okay.
She was excited. Who wouldn't want to have all of this?
She's like,
Our wedding day, I was very nervous.
married.
The day we got married, I wasn't nervous, but my skin was. I broke out in just horrible sores around my mouth. And luckily, my friend Jamie was very good with makeup, because you cannot tell in my pictures that my lips were swollen.
The weather was really crappy. It was really rainy, foggy, misty.
It was horrible, raining, fog. We had to go to the hairdresser extra early just to make sure we could get to the other side of town. We had to put lights down on the sidewalk so people could see the building, because 25 years ago at Cheyenne and Buffalo, the church was out in the middle of nowhere. There was no AM PM on the corner to light the way.
The best man had forgotten the ring, and he was always playing jokes, and I thought he was joking. And we got married quite a ways from where he lived, where the ring was. And he wasn't joking, so I was getting dressed and worried about whether he got clear home in the bad weather to get the ring and get back, which he did. And that went off without a hitch.
My mom and her friend Carolyn that made my dress helped me get dressed. We tried to have some fun in the dressing room with me and the girls and my mom.
The Waldo and Wilda cake was Jason's idea, because we had to have a groom's cake because of our love with steel magnolias, and we couldn't have a bleeding armadillo groom's cake because we didn't know anybody that could make one. So back in the day with those big glasses, it was kind of the joke that, you know, the Where's Waldo, that was kind of me. And so Nancy had the glasses and I had the glasses, and so that's where the Waldo and Wilda, that's where the groom's cake came from. We did not get any cake. The only cake that we got, any type of cake, groom's cake, wedding cake, was what got shoved up our nose. We didn't get any cake at all. We didn't get any food at all. We were kind of just rushed right through the reception by that DJ from one thing to another. We never had any downtime because he had a date waiting. And well, they wrote on the car, instead of with shoe polish, with shaving cream, and they totally covered up under and all over the door handles of the car. And then when we came out into the mist and the 150% humidity, they were throwing birdseed at us and pelting us with birdseed. So it was hitting you in the face, and I'm trying to open the door, and it's covered with shaving cream, and then the birdseed sticking to it. So the first place we went was to a car wash and put some quarters in and sprayed off the car, because there was birdseed and shaving cream all over where I put the key, the ignition, and the whole bit. And so we did that so I could see. And then we went and stayed at a place her parents had a timeshare over by the old Imperial Palace. Now it's the Link. And they got us it was like a little one-bedroom apartment, furnished apartment. And so that's where we went for the honeymoon. And then we left the next morning to Long Beach, and we took a cruise to Catalina and Ensenada. We decided when it was time to start a family, Nancy wanted to be a teacher, and she had to finish school. When we got engaged at the Olive Garden that night, we went to tell her parents.
We promised my dad that I'd finish my bachelor's.
We were married in 93 and stumbled into a good deal and bought our first home in summer of 94.
We were coming upon my student teaching, and I knew I'd be done soon. And we started trying, and happened right away. So when I finished in December, I was 5 months along with Justin.
Justin was born in 97, And then the plan was to have another one because I was an only child and I didn't want to have another only child because I always wanted somebody. And so the plan was to have a second one.
We only tried to wait 3 years, but the Lord had other ideas and made us wait 5. I tell him every time I'm mad at him that I prayed for 2 years for him to come here. He better make it worth it.
In describing Nancy in 5 words, compassionate is the first one. She's very compassionate to those around her.
Funny. We like the same kind of humor. It's easy for us to watch movies and things together because we both like to watch the same kind of things.
Nancy is protective. She's very protective of her boys and of her friends and of her loved ones.
He is also charitable. He likes to help people out with anything they ask him to. He's always giving of his time.
Nancy is also very loving, and when you're in her life and you're one of the people that she loves, she'll do whatever it takes.
And he's generous. He likes to do for people what they probably wouldn't do for themselves. He likes to spoil me and my mom and the kids and his mom, and he just likes to give.
And she's also very loyal. Once you're Nancy's friend, you're Nancy's friend. Once you're got her word, then that's the way it is. So she's very much a person that I'm very happy to share my life with.
I love that Kendall still makes me laugh, and we want to hang around each other.
One of the main things I love about her is how much she loves our boys and how much she wants them to be good people.
It makes me grin ear to ear every time I see my dad wearing that apron and my veil counting the money. It just cracks me up. It was so fun.
Some of my happiest memories in our marriage is definitely, of course, our wedding. Definitely when our 2 sons were born.
I remember the day Justin was born. My mom said, "Oh my gosh, get some glasses and put it on him. It's a little Kendall." It was funny. And then there was Jared. Jared was born 3 weeks early, and my doctor kept telling me all day, "No, you're not in labor. Just put your feet up. Just drink water." Okay, I'm not in labor. Yes, I was. And got to the hospital, and I was already dilated to a 7. "Oh, I think we're admitting you." He's quite the twerp.
Some of the big things that we had to overcome are both of our dads passing away so close to each other. That was hard.
Well, we lost both our dads in the last 25 years. Well, in the last couple years. Yeah. We've lost both our dads. It was hard. Losing my dad while Justin was gone. Yeah.
We were very excited for Justin to go on a mission and to be the first, missionary, Kunz missionary. And that was incredibly hard to leave him and have him gone. I look forward to retiring and spending the rest of my life and eternity with her, and watching our sons grow and have families, and having grandchildren and just being together and just spending the rest of eternity with my Nancy Ann. I would summarize the last 25 years as wonderful. We've had a lot of fun together. We've been very blessed. We have 2 wonderful sons, and we have always had a very nice home, and we've had good jobs and been able to provide and to do the things that we've wanted to do. It's gone by very fast.
25 years went fast. The moment seems small, but it went fast.
I hope the next 25 is as good. The one thing that I'd like to say to Nancy is many things. I am so lucky and so blessed to have you in my life, and I am so happy and overjoyed every day that we're together. I love the way you tease and make me laugh. I love the way that you get after me. I love the way you don't like me to call you Nancy Ann. I love the way that you and your family and all the friends that we've made since we were married call me Kendall. I just love you, and I'm so very happy to have you be mine.
Kendall, thank you for being by my side these last 25 years. Ups, downs, and all arounds. I hope that we have another great 25 to come, at least. Love you.